Senegal has elected a president who is below the age of 50. As a matter of fact, he's 44 years old. Bassirou Diomaye Faye is the country's youngest ever president-elect. It's a stark difference from Nigeria's political scene, with the president over the age of 70. So what lessons can Nigeria learn from her West African neighbor? That's the question tonight.
We're joined now in the studio by the national chairman of the Young Progressives Party, Bishop Amakiri. Good to see you, Bishop. And I said a smile on your face because you've been pushing for this for some time now. And I also recall that we had spoken about when we had the Not Too Young to Run bill. Yeah. Is it something that excites you beyond what we've seen here in Nigeria? Because it's not as if we don't have young people who have put themselves up for such offices in the country.
That's true. Yeah, first and foremost, let me congratulate you as you are sent to the 5th floor. 50 is not an easy age to attain.
No, it's not.
And I pray that God will continue to guide you through.
Thank you.
And succeed in life. Yeah, congratulations once again. Back to the real issue, I must say I'm one of the most happiest person today. Just that unfortunately it's not really happening in my country. This is what I have ever always wished. But again, I must say congratulations to the people of Senegal, the people I would describe as the Ogas at the bottom, who have decided that enough is enough, and this is a time for them to take their destiny in their hands. I must congratulate them. The Ogas at the bottom, this is a testament that when the people speak, there's no any group of oligarchy, that can decide otherwise. And I wish that this should be an inspiration to my younger generation, or to my generation as well. I'm not a youth. Of course, I'm 40 plus, so but I can be saying I'm a young man.
By Nigerian standards, you're still a youth.
Yeah. You see, I'm glad also that it's happening in a West African country.
Yes.
One of the West African countries. And what it means is that we can tap. Why is it that we want to continue to tap? We'll make reference to other countries. We're supposed to be the one taking this glory as the giant of Africa. Look at the demography of youth population that we have in Nigeria. And every time, these young people or youths would prefer to go and continue to be subservient. They don't want to get themselves liberated at all. Even when you push the narrative, you see some people coming behind the scene or even trying to antagonize you. When you are speaking, you are saying, can we do something new, something different, something bold? Some people are still comfortable with the old order. It's quite unfortunate.
Let's explore the point you made earlier, the people power. How important it is for the people to actually say, look, we have employed you to be our leader, and it is what we say that must go. And when a leader wants to sit tight, the people insist, no, you can't. That seems to be what has, that's what's happened in Senegal. And by the way, a military coup has never really happened in Senegal.
In fact, as a matter of fact, I would say they are one of the growing, not will I say growing, or well-sustained democracy in this part of, Africa, or maybe even in entire Africa. I've not heard anything about coup in Senegal, and then I think that Nigeria has a lot to learn from what has transpired today in Senegal. Can we replicate that here? The answer is yes, we can. So what is required is this spirit, number one, this spirit of patriotism, number two, this spirit of resilience, and then above all, can we also display this great sense of ownership spirit and say, look, we want our country, let's take back our country. It's very possible. Very, very possible. But the message that must be sent out there is what is important. How can we be watching and we look at countries like Senegal, setting the pace for us?
Yeah.
Leadership. The leadership is there already, and it's just for Nigeria to latch onto it. But quickly here, Bishop, one thing that is almost absent from this narrative is the money aspect of it. There's no part of that country where you hear that someone had been influenced with, or induced.
This vote buying or vote
Absolutely.
trading.
Vote
trading.
So what can we do about that? Because I know your party actually had a whole lot of conversation on that, in 2019 and even in the last election.
The truth or the irony of it is that true. That's why also it's very, very important that we must take this into cognizance, and the fact that social reorientation is very, very important. We just need to go back and begin to conscientize our people, reawaken their political, awareness, letting them understand. That's why I mentioned that the ownership spirit need to be actually, reignited. Let the people see that they are the owners of the country. Nobody, you don't need to take money from. And that's why we are still backward, because we continue to mortgage our future, especially the young people. That's the most annoying aspect of it. Young people are the ones who go to the polls to cast their vote. Okay? Now, the other guys that call themselves game masters of the game, they just sit back at home, okay? Draw the chairs and then do their things and say, okay, it's time to roll out money. Let's give out money. We know these young people, what they want is money. And you don't blame them. So it's a deliberate thing that they have decided, to actually impoverish the people. They make it even very difficult for people to even eat now. Hunger is now becoming something that is biting hard.
The weaponization
so
of poverty.
They have weaponized poverty, and so it's working for them. But the question I keep asking every time is whether you are a Muslim or a Christian, they both fast. They both fast. Those religions fast. We are in the fasting period of
in fact, both religions are fasting.
They are fasting.
Yeah.
Now, if somebody can have the patience, if you can fast for 30 days or 40 days, okay, you go hungry from 6 o'clock to 6, for example. Is it the day of election that you cannot beat your chest and say, I want to, look, I don't need this, your money, let me be hungry for 2-3 hours, but I cast my vote, cast my
very
conscience.
instructive, very instructive.
You understand?
Yeah.
And reject that money that these people give to you. Defend, cast your vote, defend your vote, follow it to the coalition center. And this is not, that's why I said we need a lot of ownership spirit to come into play, where people will begin to see that they are owners of this process. We are the ones who actually employ these people. Because you can't vote.
No.
Even, sorry to say this, some of these people today in offices, I can tell you some of them didn't even vote for themselves because of fear of going to a polling unit where there will be violence. They send people there. They don't vote for themselves.
Don't say that again. But let's even talk about, still the example of Senegal, where there was a contest between the old way of doing things and the new way.
Yes.
Macky Sall wanted to sit tight. He wanted to propagate himself in power.
Yes.
And the people said, no, we've had enough of you. I mean, we need a new way of doing things.
Yes.
Are you saying, or would you say that not just in Senegal, that maybe in Africa, the dynamics of power are changing and tilting in the direction of the youth or the people?
Go and mark my word. You see what has happened in Senegal? They have set the pace. I can tell you, it's like what I would say, when the cat eyes open, there is no rat that passes in front of it. Now, people are not concerned about what color the pussycat is. What matters is if the cat is fit to catch the rat. If you have a black cat in your house. So it's not about the platform now and again.
Right.
I can tell you that. It happened. I am not a Labour Party person. I'm a YPP DNA person. Okay? But we all saw what transpired in the last election. Obi was from nowhere. And the grace followed him because he was sending a message. We are expecting that 2 times or 3 times of what happened in 2023 will happen in 2027 by the grace of God. And that is why I am asking that let the people begin to show this ownership spirit. We need our country back. We want to take back our country. We want things to be done. Because today, everybody is suffering from this hunger. If you go to the market today, you either, whether you are a Christian or a Muslim, you will go to the market to go and buy something from either a Muslim or a Christian.
Right.
So this narrative, they push this sentiment of
Ethnic and religious.
yes, ethnic and religious. It's just to their own benefit. They are not concerned about what the ordinary. That's why I said let the ogas at the bottom
Right.
open their eyes. They must shine their eyes going forward.
Bishop
And we are
Amakiri.
going to replicate that. What happened in Senegal, we will replicate it 2027 in Nigeria. By the grace of God, we will live and you will see
Right.
that this
Bishop
is replicated.
Amakiri,
You know, I was
thank you
almost
so
going
much.
to say, bam.
And you've said it.